Don't stop.
Thanks so much for joining me on the Everything and Anything in a Bit Gay podcast. I'm excited for you to meet my guest today and to hear her story. She is talking about a lot of things I think a lot of us think about often, about just kind of being accepted, self-love, who's your soulmate, kind of all these things I think that go through everybody's mind at one point or another. And some people kind of focus on them more than others. And at certain times of your life, maybe you focus on finding your soulmate or figuring out who you are or having self-love. And, people go through a lot of shit and they end up, maybe you're in a bad relationship. Maybe your family life wasn't amazing. Past experiences, I think, really do kind of shape who we are in a lot of ways. And not in a lot of ways, in many ways it shapes. I mean, if you think about the environment you were raised in, the people that were in your life throughout your life, I mean, that really shapes who you are, your personality. And I think it's so important that, people sometimes step back to kind of see that in some ways and maybe reflect on it a bit. Because, I feel extremely, extremely lucky that I found Andrew, my husband, is my soulmate, I believe. Because the moment we met, the exact moment I opened my apartment door and met him, I felt it. I knew right then. It just came over me, and it was like a million thoughts went through my head in like 3 seconds. And I knew that was who I was going to spend the rest of my life with. And I called my friend the next day, after having a one-night stand and being a slut. But I was in my 20s, so I was allowed to do that. But I called my friend the next day and I said, I met the person I'm going to be with forever. She goes, okay, Zach, sure you have. You moved to New York. You got a job so quickly. You got an apartment within a day. None of this stuff happens to people. So you got very, very lucky. But I don't think your luck is going to continue finding the person you're supposed to be with for the rest of your life. And I said, I did. I'm telling you, I did. And here we are, 27 and a half years later. We are still together, still having fun together. It's not always rainbows and unicorns and merry-go-rounds in this relationship, but we truly do love each other. We have fun together still. I don't know. I look forward to doing things with him. Yeah, and I never would want to spend my life with anyone else. So I know that sounds gushy and like whatever, but that's how I feel. I feel very fortunate. I see my friends that are struggling a lot of times with being lonely or not finding the right person or being in a bad relationship, and how do they get out of it? And, I haven't had to deal with that in 27 and a half years. I mean, I should back up. So, I mean, there's moments where I'm just, like every couple have, I'm just like, oh God, he's driving me crazy. I can't do this. And there is this 7 years, we didn't have a 7-year itch, but when we were together for 7 years, we were living in Miami, and I just remember like, he got a weird sickness. Like he got like this major horrible flu where he was in bed for like 2 full weeks or something. Like, I don't even know, like he was so sick. And I did not get sick. I did not catch whatever he had. And I was just like out, still going to work, still like being social, taking care of him as he needed it. But he's such a horrible baby when he's sick, but he deserved to be, because he had some weird virus that lasted like 2 weeks. And something happened during that 2 weeks where he was laying around in bed too much and thinking too much. And whenever he started feeling better, it just like, I don't know, like something just changed about him. And I thought our relationship was over. That's the only time that we've had a little hiccup where there was like a 3-week period where I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I mean, I shouldn't say that's the only time. I mean, that was the time that I remember it was just so not a good time. And thank God we got through it. And we never had to do couple counseling. We've never, like when I talk to my therapist, I never had to talk about my marriage or my husband because there's never any issues like that. And I just feel super fortunate. Does he drive me crazy sometimes where I'm just like, oh God, like I just need to like be alone? Yes, absolutely. But I drive him crazy too. Everybody drives everybody crazy. And that's the point. But anyway, my guest today, her name is Judith Costa, and I really enjoy talking with her. She talks a lot about, self-love, and she talks about, healing past experiences and stuff. And I thought she was just so fascinating and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the interview with Judith. And, I think a lot of people will relate to what she's saying and have been there and stuff. And just to make myself clear, I love my husband and more than anything. And so I don't want people to write back saying, oh, you're not happy with him. That's not what I said at all. I just said that we've had like every relationship that have been together for as long as we have. It's been 27 and a half years. And again, it's not always like a big parade and happy. It's not a birthday party every day. But 98% of the time, we have an awesome and fun time together. And I feel very fortunate. So anyway, enjoy the episode with Judith. I over-explained myself on this thing. Thanks for listening. Bye. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me on the Everything and Anything and a Bit Gay podcast. I'm Zach Randalls-Friedman, and today I have a new guest on my show. She is going to talk with us about unconditional love because she is an unconditional love coach. So welcome to the show, Judith Costa.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. You caught my attention whenever I discovered you, and there were some things that I think that this world needs now, and you are doing that, and that is unconditional love. I just love that you love unconditional love. So tell me how, what does that actually mean to you, unconditional love?
Well, it's really simple. It's as it indicates, is love with no conditions. But this is not the way we are raised, we are educated, we are programmed. We tend to have an idea that love is conditional. In order to be okay with someone, you have to be sure that you fit, that you belong, that you follow the rules, that you don't misbehave. It's like we receive a lot of messages when we are kids. You have to be this way because if not, I'm not going to love you. Or you're a bad kid, or stop crying. You are not. Good girls don't behave like that.
Yeah.
And we forget that love is given to us unconditionally. That we're made of love. Our essence is purely love, because we tend to equal love with relationships. And that's something that I'm trying to clarify for people. Like, we humans are imperfect in love. And all of us have failed relationships. We can say fail, but I don't believe that we lost our time in relationships, because we always learn something from our connections. And I think that we are exactly doing that here on Earth, like learning how to love and how to be loved. But anyway, people have difficult relationships, problems in relationships. It doesn't matter if it's romantic or with family, friends, at work. And then they equal love with a relationship. And that's not the same. A relationship may fail because another human that is imperfect as you doesn't understand what is unconditional love and cannot love you in the way you deserve.
Yeah.
And then you abandon the relationship, or these people betray you, or whatever happens. It doesn't matter. But love will always be there to support you. Love will never abandon you. And we don't realize that. We tend to equal, like, I have problems to find love with I'm not lovable. No, you're totally lovable. But you have a belief system that you have created because of all these problems in relationships, maybe, that you tend to say, like, I don't deserve love. Nobody will like me. I have been abandoned before. Then we have to organize all of this information to really understand and embody the love that we already are.
And some people never experience love, or they never fall in love. What advice do you have for them? Because I know someone, I'm not going to say their name, but they've told me they've never been in love before.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad about that. Like, I feel they're missing out on something. I think they've been loved themselves, but they've never loved any love. Well, they loved family, but they've never found like a person that they have loved in a relationship, like a romantic relationship.
I understand. Well, let me tell you that first, I have to say that we are here with different paths. Then everybody have different experiences in their soul journey. Then we are not going to say that because we have been in love several times, we are better or worse. But what changed my life really was the concept of soulmates. And I'm going to start answering your question from that perspective.
Yeah, I would love to hear that. I love the whole soulmate thing. So tell me what you think a soulmate is and how. Tell me the whole thing.
I will say 20 something years ago, I thought I had this romantic concept that there was one person destined for you, and this is your soulmate. But that's not the reality. We have many soulmates. Some of them can be romantic, like a long-term partnership, but others are not. But soulmates share a bond of unconditional love, and if you believe in reincarnation, it goes with the concept. This person will meet you again and again and again in different lifetimes. Usually, soulmates are not in your life to make you happy, but to help you to improve in the level of love that you can offer. Because it's such important, the connection, that it's like if someone has the key of your heart and can arrive, and because of the connection, enter in your heart, sit in the sofa and turn off the TV and wait for you. Because it's that intensity on the relationship that with a stranger, with another person we don't care so much, we won't learn the lessons. We won't open the heart again. We won't be there ready. But such is the love between these two souls, not two partners or two human beings, two souls, that they help each other to grow. Then there is a purpose in the relationship. Then I didn't know all of this when I started having dreams with a person that was my boyfriend when I was 17, 18.
Okay.
Like that. And then I got married, but I got married with a person with whom I had an intense connection. But things were not really working totally. But we had such an intense connection that I thought, okay, this is love. I have to really find a way to be in that relationship. And then it's when this other boyfriend showed up in my dreams.
And did you know who the boyfriend was that was showing up in your dreams?
Yeah. I knew the person. I met the person when I was 16, 17, 18. The last time we spoke, it was after my 18th birthday. And he was not ready to come back into the relationship. He was a very important person in my life. And suddenly, I start having dreams with this person. I have encounters with this person in the middle of a big city like Barcelona. I was living in Spain. A lot of synchronicities were happening. Synchronicities, for those of you that don't know, is like something that really makes sense for you because there is an external event connected with an internal event. Then for me, it makes sense, like, how is possible that I dreamed with this person last night and then I met this person? And it seemed like the universe changed my agenda. You know, you want to do something, go to this place at 2, but you end up being at 6, and then it's when you met this person. And this lasts for some years, but what I'm trying to say is it was because of the connection. The teaching was at the end that it was not about him, but he was a messenger of love for me. The connection was so intense that there was a moment where my nights, and like in my dreams, were better than my real life. And I had to recognize that even though I loved the person with whom I was married, then there was a bigger and better love that was waiting for me. And it was not that person. I'm summarizing, like, imagine 5 years in minutes. But then for those of you that are looking for love, don't look for love outside of yourselves. Build the love for yourself, embody the love that you want to experience, start giving it to you. Live your life as if this love is real and it exists, because for many of us that had setbacks or challenges or disappointments and pain in relationships, we stop believing in love. Then find a way to really understand that what you are looking for, it exists and it's possible for you to find it. You deserve this kind of love. You are lovable as you are, and start giving this love to yourself let's start embodying it. Start giving smiles and hugs and compliments and be the love that you want to receive. What we tend to do is to separate from love.
And we'll be right back. Okay, now back to the show. And how about people that are not able to find someone as a romantic relationship? Like, what advice do you give them? So I have a friend that's been married, been in many relationships. It's been about over 10 years. She cannot find anybody. And she's pretty, she's nice, she's got a good job, she's got everything on paper is good, but she just cannot find the right guy.
Yeah, in this workshop that I teach, how to find your soulmate, we have 3 steps that I already mentioned. One will be to be clear about what you are looking for. Mm-hmm. Clarity not in how the person looks like what kind of partnership you want to establish, how are you going to feel, how this looks like, what do you want to do together. I mean, it's like the Santa Claus list, really.
Yeah.
You have to really believe that the words that you are putting in paper it really is exactly what you want. And don't make this list from what you don't want. Like, oh, this was a failure in my past relationship, then let me tell you what I don't want. No, it has to be a desire in your heart. Do you want the best friend, the lover of your dreams? Do you want a very faithful husband? Do you want a father of your children? What do you want? Really, what is the idea that you have? Second and most important, that is my specialty, we have to remove every block that is holding you back. And sometimes, and here we enter in another dimension of a conversation, there are 2 things that I have seen through the years that hold people back. One is the lack of forgiveness. Mm-hmm. Not forgiveness for betrayals in the sense that we understand, like, oh, you hurt me and then I have to be a good person and forgive you. No, you have to forgive yourself. Mm-hmm. Forgiveness is an act of, it's really a radical act of self-love. It's saying, I don't want to be attached of this energy that holds me back in this important topic. And what I'm going to do is to set myself free to continue my life. Then we don't delete what happened. We don't have to condone the acts or whatever happened in a relationship that was so bad, but doesn't stop you from turning the page to the next chapter.
Yeah.
Then when you don't forgive, when you still hear the name of your ex and you will still have pain in your stomach, when you still think about what the things that happen, you're not done. Energetically, there is a cord that connects both of you, and this is what you want to change.
Okay.
And there is another chapter that it's what happens when people are connected, not in this incarnation, but also in other incarnations. Then we tend to have a lot of weight. We carry a lot of weight for things that happen in different moments in time. It might be with the same person or with other person. When I do Akashic Records consultation or past life therapy regression, we see, especially more in women than in men, no? That you have done certain things or fit into certain roles that didn't allow you. Maybe you have abandoned, maybe your parents marry you with someone without you saying yes. Yeah. It was just a commercial transaction. Maybe your divorce didn't exist, or you couldn't do anything, or you were poor and you had 5 kids and your husband spent all the money in the drinking in the pub. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of things that can be painful that make you, for example, not trusting men, thinking that men are jerk, or the same with women. I mean, if you are, I have a lot of clients that are gay or lesbians. I mean, I'm just using an heterosexual relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's like with whomever you are relating. But in past relationships, you were treated in a way that you don't want to repeat. Then you have beliefs that still in this incarnation apply. For example, living in Miami, we were talking about this before connecting. I heard again and again and again women sitting in my office saying that all of men want the same, all of men are jerks. Then how are you going to find a man that is not a jerk? You are telling the universe, like, all of men are like this. The universe cannot contradict you. It's going to send the next jerk that it's available for you.
Yeah.
And it seems so difficult to understand this because the universe is not judging you at all. It's not saying, I'm sorry for sending you. It's just your energy. It's what you say.
So what you're putting out there is what you're going to get, is what you're saying overall.
Then let's review our belief system about not only what I want, what do I believe it exists, and if I deserve this kind of love.
Okay.
Sometimes we have been so damaged in relationships that even though we want to believe that this prince or princess exist, we say, no, that's fake. No, look at my experience. Yeah, it happens to other people maybe, but not to me. I don't deserve the love.
Yeah.
Then we have to change. It's you first. And then love finds you wherever you are. Then you continue living your life as if this is real, and love finds you.
And how do you take people back to their past lives? Like, how do you do a past life regression? Because I've done it with someone, and I went through, like, they hypnotized me and they kind of brought me back to 2 of my past lives, and it was so interesting.
Yeah, I don't like the word hypnotize me because it has a lot of connotations. I was trained with Brian Weiss. If you have read any book of Brian Weiss, it's exactly the same he explains. It's a guided meditation that is so long that takes you lower and lower and lower and lower and lower until the moment that you are in a state where we can open the door to the next life. Then conscious is capricious. Let me tell you that, because sometimes we want to find out, for example, what are the problems that you are having in relationships, why you are not manifesting the relationship you want. But the unconscious thinks that it's more important to show you something. Then it's difficult to direct a past life regression, even though we may have an objective. Other things that are more at the surface, more important for you to understand at a conscious level, may show up. But when we do an Akashic Records consultation, it's totally different, because the person that is the client can make a list of 10 questions. All of them may be based in the same topic or different topics, whatever is part of your life or your relationships. But let's suppose that the person says, why am I stuck in relationships? What I have not been able to find this. Then the Akashic Records, that it's a field of information where everything about you is recorded. It's like, imagine like a book, no, that opens up exactly in the page that contains all the information about you that you need to know about your past lives, your current incarnation, and the potential development of your soul. But in this case, the Akashic Records will give us all the information that is important right now to know about why you feel stuck right now. What happened in a past life that it's affecting you now?
Mm-hmm.
What blocks do you have? What belief systems are not helping you to navigate it? What you are afraid of? What is happening? Then you can keep asking questions until you clarify the whole thing. And it's not only about receiving the guidance or the information. What is more important for me, and I think it's great, is that this session is all in one, because we can do the healing. We can resolve. We can do the forgiveness work in the moment. We can release all patterns, change beliefs, let go of anything that we hold from past lives, from our ancestors, at an emotional level, thought patterns, anything. If you are ready for that, then you have the invitation and you do it in the same session.
Yeah.
It's all in one. Then for those of us, and I have to tell you, like, I'm not saying that I have been married twice, but between my second marriage and my new partnership, I waited 3 years. I don't date by dating. I wait for the right person to enter my life. I use exactly the same process. And I found my first husband in the middle of the street, literally, like that, in a night where I decided to change things, to forget the other guy that I met.
Yeah.
Then I moved to New York to meet my soulmate. After all of these things that I explained, I met him and we got married. And we are very good friends, and with both of them, I have a good relationship. But we part ways. And when you are ready for the next partnership, again, it's not about looking, it's not about dating. It's about you sending the universe the right message and trusting the universe can do the work for you. And you will be invited to the right party, be in the right moment, or see the right person when you are there, exactly at the moment where you say yes. Yes, with everything.
So for people that are kind of like, they don't believe in soulmates, they don't believe in, putting out the good vibe, putting out that positive vibe to meet somebody. Like what do you tell them?
I will say, if you have a bad relationship with yourself, if you don't have a good opinion with yourself, do you want that others love you, want you, see you when you
Mhm.
cannot do the same for yourself? Then for
Yeah.
these people, what I will say is the most important is start loving yourself. Like if you are your best cheerleader, your fan number one, your best friend, support yourself, believe yourself until the moment where you can really fall in love with yourself. When you do that, then others will see you the same, will see your value, will see your worth, will fall in love as deeply as you do with yourself. But we cannot go there begging for love. For me, a real partnership is when two individuals that already love themselves share the love that they already have themselves.
And I have another friend that he meets guys that he likes. Almost falls in love with some of them immediately. Not in love, but he's finds somebody and he thinks that's the one that he's supposed to be with. And guys will tell him, yeah, yeah, they'll go along with it for a while. And then one day, all of a sudden, it all changes and they just like disappear, or they're like, no, I don't want a relationship. And he's invested, time and effort into it. And he's a romantic and stuff. But this continues to happen to him over and over and over. And then I think now what he's doing is he is just sleeping around with a lot of people now and not actually trying to find a relationship because he's been hurt so many times. He's just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, let me tell you that I have seen also a lot in gay men. Like sometimes when the pain is so unbearable, we make a promise, but not with others, with ourselves. We close the heart with a key,
Yeah.
but we throw the key into the ocean. And then we forget that we did that. It's a protection mechanism. Like nobody's going to hurt me again. I cannot, this is too painful. But then you know what happens? That if the heart is closed, you cannot really love, but you don't allow love to go in. Then many of us go through life with this wall that is invisible. We
Mhm.
date, even you may be in several of these apps, like go to meetings, workshops, wherever it is, but you are not really there. Then be honest with yourself. See what are the patterns that have been happening in your life. There is a question that I ask people when they are in the workshop that is, tell me, in the past relationships, what is your complaint about your partners? And I
Yeah.
have received a lot of, they were not there for me, they didn't devote time for me, they were unavailable, they were more interested in their work or their family or whatever it is than in me. Then when you ask the same person, like, how was the relationship that you have with yourself at that moment in time? Because it might be like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have any relationship with myself. You put all the weight in this person that has to make you happy. You have no idea on how to make yourself happy, what is important for you,
Mm.
how to be really the person that you are, independently of what the other person is doing. And you blame the other person because the things are not working. When you don't give yourself what you are asking the other person to give you.
Yeah. I mean, he was in a bad relationship for 10 years where the person that he was with is just kind of a miserable person in life overall. And they were dragging him down, and he was so unhappy for a while. They ended up separating. They got back together, separated again. And he's such a good-looking guy, and his personality is so amazing, and I just feel like I believe what you're saying is, like, he's just not his heart is closed, and I think that yeah, what you're saying, I think he needs to schedule sessions with you is what I think he needs to do, so you can help him because he's a great guy, and he would be such a good catch for somebody, and now he's in this point of his life where he's just like having so much sex with people. And I'm like, and I feel like he's doing that to make up for something that he doesn't have in his life. Like he's missing something and he's trying to fill that void or something. I don't know. That's just kind of what I feel for him. And I really want him to find somebody and be really happy because I care about him so much.
No, and you are saying the right words, and it tells me. I mean, I feel for him when I hear you saying all of these things. But let me tell you that if we don't resolve the past, it goes with you wherever you go. Then people.
And that's something you could help him with.
Yeah, because people tend to change relationships, but they don't change themselves. You know what happens? That is not the partner.
Yeah.
It's you. Then let's suppose, for example, that I have fear of abandonment. Okay?
Yeah.
Then my parents got divorced, and this is true. My parents got divorced, and my father left, and yeah, it's there in my story. Then I got married, and then my husband left me for secretary. I fall in love. Fantastic. Then I continue looking for love, but I have these wounds. Then I met a guy. And at the beginning, everything is wonderful. Like at any beginning, like we are such deeply in love that I see how he cares, everything. And then the life of this man starts becoming complicated.
Mm-hmm.
He travels a lot, but I trust him. Everything is okay because he calls me and he texts me and he is present all the time. And there is a moment where there is a change of behavior. And what I do, I interpret that as a red flag. The fear of self-abandonment shows up again.
Okay.
He's not aware of all of these things because these things are happening inside of myself. Then he's behaving differently, but he's not doing it on purpose. Maybe he has a lot of work and cannot help me. And then he's traveling with the assistant, and I am jealous. Like, I don't want to say anything because it's bad, no, but I am jealous because it reminds me when my ex-husband, you know what happened? Like, then I don't say anything, but I start thinking about that. I have thoughts about that, and the thoughts become more and more important. And when this person calls, instead of saying, "Oh, I'm so glad that you called, that you are so busy, and you are in the other corner of the world with the time difference," no, I start saying, "What are you doing? And with whom are you doing? And why haven't you not called?" And like making things a little bit more complicated. Why? Because tension that I have to do something with it. And then I translate it into like attack. And then he says, "Oh, what happened to her? She's usually so sweet. And now." Then the story continues. And there is a moment where he was traveling and suddenly he got a call that his grandma is dying. He went to the hospital, no charger for the phone, no phone. And 2 days, I don't speak with him. I am such in a state of, I'm going to end this relationship because this is not the treatment that I'm sure that he's with someone else. He called me in 2 days. How this is possible? And the poor guy has a loss, is trying to manage everything. He's thinking of me, but dealing with many other things.
Yeah.
He's the only sibling, maybe. Then all of this happens. We live in two different worlds. Your partner and you might be in two different worlds because you are living from your past. You are not seeing the present because there are many things that still worry you. Then first, when you don't think about what is the problem with the other person. Think about what I'm bringing. What is my state of being? What I'm afraid of? What are my patterns? Look at yourself and resolve all these issues. Don't bring them into the relationship because different partner, but same issues, same end.
Yeah.
Married again, same issues, same end. And then we complain that we cannot find the right person. No, we have to be the right person before finding the right person. And this is so complicated. I don't want to simplify it. Please understand that we are touching here and there. This is such a big topic, and all the people that you have mentioned deserve to find love, and they will.
And we'll be right back. Okay, and now back to the show. Just to give my audience a little more detail about who you are. So you have a master's in psychology, but you're also using, different spiritual practices, right? To kind of help people through whatever their issues are that they're having to find this unconditional love. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I don't have a license and I don't act as a psychotherapy. I did this master in Spain because it's based on the teachings of Carl Gustav Jung on the dreams. Then remember,
Yes.
I had this problem with the dreams then. But I'm officially a coach. And
Okay.
yeah, my life get transformed. I love to learn. Then my list of credentials is very long. But I use all of the tools together. But if you want just to be coached to find love, this is what we are going to do. If someone
Okay.
is interested in combining spiritual things like the Akashic records of the past life therapy or what happens in your dreams with the coaching, then wonderful. We are going to be doing that. But it's not about the tool, really. It's about the alliance that happens between you and the other person. I have been invited to weddings.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then I know the method works, and it's not what I do nowadays the most, because after teaching so many people how to find love, I saw that the most important problem, one of the most important, is that people don't love themselves. And suddenly, without my consent, the business gravitated towards self-love. And then is when the Akashic records entered in my life. And the Akashic records is just a way of connecting with the divine. And it's such a fast way. Some clients say it's like 10 years of therapy. You just did what my therapist couldn't do in 10 years.
Wow.
Doesn't matter what we do. The important is that it has to help the person.
And people that are looking for this help, they don't need to meet you in person. They can do it over Zoom or whatever, right? They can do it online.
Since the pandemic, I work 99% online. I have clients all over the world, from Dubai to India to all over Europe and the US. And I work in all time zones. It's not a big deal.
I love that. Yeah. I have two friends I'm sending to you. So they're the two people that I mentioned. I think they need you. One needs you for sure. The other one, I need to make sure she's open. But the guy I was talking to you about, I'm calling him as soon as we end this interview and telling him he needs to get in touch with you. So
I'm the old style. Then I talk with people. I don't call the idea. I don't like the idea of the complimentary calls, but I talk with everyone that registered in anything that I do. I don't have a calendar where you can go and reserve time with me. You have to call me.
Okay.
And we have to talk and see if we are a good fit. And I don't mind to share everything with you if I can help you in 20 minutes, and it's free. And if you want to have like 3 months of coaching with me, okay, let's do it. But again, for me, there is something more important in helping people than, I mean, I have to pay the mortgage,
yes,
whatever, but there is something more important than that in my work. And I'm passionate about what I do. Then if they are ready or not, we'll figure it out together.
But they have to really be ready, right? If they're going to come to you, they need to be ready, and they need to be open too, right? I mean, so if somebody comes and they're like, I don't believe, or I don't understand in the Akasha records, or I don't necessarily believe or understand reincarnation, or I don't believe in all that, they need to open their mind for that, right? I mean, in order...
Not really. I mean, I won't mention it. I can work with someone that really is I'm very analytical. I tend to attract clients that are very analytical. Okay. I didn't realize that my worst enemy was my mind until I started doing all of this process. And I never imagined, Zach, that I will be doing this, that I will move to the United States, abandon Spain, change my career for the third time, and become a coach and all of these things that we are talking. Then no, you don't have to change your belief system to work with me. Like whatever it resonates from this conversation or whatever you find in YouTube, or we will start from there.
Yeah.
I'm going to see who do I have in front of me, and I'm going to help you exactly where you are. A coach is a person that helps you move from where you are, where you want to be.
Yeah.
Then if the purpose is to find the right partner, then we will see what is holding you back. And again, doesn't matter if it's an agreement in a past life or in this lifetime, or it's something that you have not figured out, or that you have not healed, or you need to do some forgiveness work. Doesn't matter. These are generalizations. Everyone is special and unique, and I will meet the person exactly where he or she is and take it from there. And what is important is that you trust me. We have to be allies. This is not going to work if you say, yeah, but I'm not sure if you can help me. Then, of course, you have to try the method and all of these things.
Yeah.
And there is nothing really to sign for a long time. You can cancel the sessions any moment. But I have very, very happy clients that even after 10 years still come back and do a session from time to time, and
Yeah.
we continue being together, and it's fantastic to help someone. I believe I have been a student of love all my life, but now I believe that I'm more an ambassador of
Yeah.
love. I'm trying to say, hey, love is there for you. It's never abandoned you.
And what about people like, so, we're talking about, finding your partner, romantic love and stuff. But what about people that, like for the LGBTQ plus community, sometimes whenever somebody tells their parents or they tell their friends,
Yeah.
oh, I'm a lesbian, I'm gay, I'm transgender, the family or friends abandon them. They said, well, I mean,
That,
and unfortunately, I think it's horrible that I don't understand how a family could turn their back on somebody because they say they're gay or they're lesbian or whatever. I don't understand. But can you help those people that have gone through that and kind of help them get back that self-love? Because I'm sure it impacts them horribly.
oh yeah, for sure. For sure, because let me go one step backwards and then I answer
Okay.
your question, because maybe people will say, what is she saying? Like, she's crazy, but I'm going to say it anyway. We choose the family we are born in.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this rejection that you might be experiencing has a purpose. And maybe the purpose is that in this incarnation, you are different, you are special, you are unique, you have a different way to express yourself, not only sexually. There are many different things that happen in life that make us special and unique. And I take it as an invitation for this person to learn how to love himself or herself. Because the people that are supposedly love you the most, the people that are near you, your family, your friends, are the people that are going to create more difficulties. Because if it's a stranger, you will kind of say goodbye and never see this person. Why it hurts? Because it's these people that you think that they should really get you, but they are imperfect. They cannot open their hearts because of their belief system. But instead of trying to change yourself to fit, to belong, to be there, because we are social animals, social beings. We want to belong no matter what. We think we are going to die without the love of others. So important it is that many people commit suicide or died, literally, in heart. Then instead of you trying to fit in a society, you have to take a step backward and figure out who you are and be the light that you are, like shine in the world with your own light instead of be in the closet or don't show up or never say anything. And this requires courage. And this is one of the dimensions of love. Love is forgiveness, is understanding, is kindness, is self-compassion. But it's also this courage to stand up on your, say, this is me, this is who I am.
And my other question is do you think, so I believe this podcast I've been doing for over 2 years now, and I've met a lot of interesting people like yourself, and I now have changed my way of thinking about things, meaning that I did not believe in reincarnation before I started this podcast, and now I'm 100% believer in reincarnation.
I heard some episodes you changing your way of thinking.
Yeah, just because I meet interesting people and I opened my mind and I like listened to them, and not that I was never really religious at all, but it all makes sense to me now after meeting people like you and stuff. And I try to explain to some of my friends and stuff that, about reincarnation and on when I meet people like you, I'll tell them the story and have them listen to the episode. And I think like what you're doing is just so amazing that you're going out there and you're sharing and you're teaching people how to, because unconditional love is so what is needed in today's world is not the greatest place right now. The environment that we're all living in is not amazing. And the fact that you're trying to bring unconditional love to people, I think it just says so much about who you are. And I think it's so great. And I'm just so happy I got to interview you and talk to you just about this. And I think there's so many people out there that need your help, that need you to teach them how to have unconditional love and to love themselves and to find love. Like, I think it's really amazing.
No, thank you so much. My heart is happy, but so intense was my desire to change this world that I created an organization that is called Love, Love, and Love.
Oh,
it will be a non-profit at the moment. It's what it is. It's an LLC, but that has as a purpose to spread world in the world, to spread love, like to teach people about love and all its dimensions. And that's my idea. But inside of this, there is a podcast, there is a documentary on love. There are good news, love news. We don't have love news. We don't have a channel that really gives you good stuff. Yeah. Then I believe that we all together can change the world. And if everyone loves themselves, just 5% more. Yeah. If you are there and change the way you talk to yourself, the inner chat that you have in your mind, you value a little bit yourself more, you appreciate who you are, you get up thinking in that this is a wonderful place to be in, no matter what. There is a lot of darkness, but it doesn't matter. You bring the love. And if you are there and with a caring hand and share smiles and compliments and are conscious of the energy that you bring to the table everywhere you go, then we will transform the world. Then we just complain that this is not a good place to live and look at the news. But what are you doing about it? Bring the love that you want to see. Yeah. Do it yourself. If you, in your own sphere of people, can do that, imagine how all we can really transform the world and end those wars and all of these things. And then I think it's possible. I think that we all together can create a more loving world, and that everything starts with ourselves. And our relationships are sometimes not like reflecting how lovable you are. Yeah, and I'm sorry for that. But I'm sure that everyone that is listening or that will listen in the future at this, believe in love. Believe that you are lovable, that you deserve love, that you can have it, and that it's not negated to you at all, that you can find it, and that it is looking for you at the same time you are looking for it. But become this love. And no matter what you do, look at romantic comedies, embody the love, look at a baby, connect with a pet, and the love that you have, precious moment in nature, fall in love with yourself and your world. And I can tell you that the right person will be there. And if it's not the right person, you will identify it immediately.
Yeah.
You will say, this is not what is meant for me. I really believe that the right partner is there, and be there and wait patiently.
So if somebody wants to get in touch with you, they need to go to your website, which is judithmcosta.com. I will put the link to your website in the description of this video or podcast, however they're listening or seeing this. And if they want to contact you, they can contact you directly through the website and schedule a time with you. And like you said, you would talk to somebody to make sure it's a good fit. And I think what you're doing is really incredible. And I'm so glad I got a chance to kind of get your message out there to people. Because again, I think a lot of people could really use your help right now. So people need to find that love.
Yeah, that's the easy way. There is a contact form where there is my email and my phone number.
Okay.
Independently of social media, and you can subscribe and all of this, but all the programs, private session, retreats, everything, it's on the website.
Awesome.
That's the easy way.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being on, Judith. You're really amazing. I love what you're doing for the world, and keep doing it and keep being an amazing person like that. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity, Zach. And also keep doing what you do, because it's also very important in order for us to be able to spread the message. Then thank you for being the one that allows it to happen.
Great. Thanks, everybody. And if this episode resonated with you, or you think it will resonate with somebody you know, please share it with them, leave a comment, and don't forget to go to Judith's website and check it out, because she's got a beautifully designed website. I'm looking at it right now. So thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thank you.